guys, happy Monday. I am fortunate enough to be off this Monday, thank God. So we're just gonna do a small little video, some tips and some stuff that I have been watching off of YouTube. I think that you guys will enjoy. So thank you for coming back to my channel, guys. I hope you enjoy, and if you do, please subscribe. And if you are new here, my name is Crystal. I am a working mom and of a beautiful 3-year-old who likes to pop up in my videos. We're going to start off with the first tip. This is a beauty blender. Straight out of the package. Brand new. Never used. This beauty blender, when you go to use it, it feels very hard and tough. This is the exact same beauty blender, just wet. You went and wet it, and then you squeeze out all the extra water, and when you go to apply this to your face, it's like cotton. It's so soft. This is hard. So if you have two beauty blenders, please try it out. Feel the difference, and you're gonna be like, wow. I was gonna do a half and half today, but I don't have time. I do have errands to run. Robert Welch is one of the makeup artists that I've been watching, and he gives a lot of tips on how to apply things and what to do. And one thing he has said in multiple videos of his is, do not forget to moisturize, guys. Just don't. Even if you do have oily skin, it is very important to go in and moisturize your skin. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm using he uses obviously a lot better stuff than what I have. He does this for a living. I do this because I'm bored. Is the e.l.f. Control liquid lotion. Today I have combination skin. I really don't have oily skin. But today I think because I've been moving around and doing stuff, my skin does feel a little oily. So I'm gonna use the oil control. I'm going to use this one. This is also a poreless primer. Let's see how that works today. I haven't used that one in a while. I also have a blurring stick. And last time I used it, it didn't seem to really blur my pores. So I'm going to give it another try. And I think I'm going to use it after my primer. I think I used it before my primer. So we'll see how that goes. Alright. This lotion is all in. I did get under my chin too. I know a lot of people don't see that area, but you want to make sure that when we're blending, it is all together. This really, like a minute ago, my skin felt very silk and oily, and now it doesn't. It does feel like it's controlled it. Is it going to last all day? We'll find out later. Primer. So I'm going to put this Poreless Face Primer by e.l.f. Again, e.l.f. is my #1 favorite brand. I'm trying to have them sponsor me, so hi e.l.f. Don't me, hi. I did see someone in a do's and don't video say that we are rubbing this in and we shouldn't. We should tap it into our skin. So what I'm going to do today for everybody is I am going to tap it in. I'm going to tap it in on one side, and then the other side, because I mean, Robert Welch, he's a makeup artist. He does this for a living. Most of the girls that I've been watching are just sponsored by people. They're influencers. Not saying there's anything wrong with that. I started rubbing, so this side, I guess I'll tap it in. And every time I watch him put something on, he's rubbing it in. So for a makeup artist, I'm going to say he might be right. But hey, we'll see. Maybe he'll see my video and be like, okay, I tried tapping it and it does work better. Make sure that we are really getting into the areas that we're worried about. So right here in the side of my nose and right here, my pores show extremely a lot. And that's pretty much it. And a little bit down here. So I'm going to tap this into the skin. So I'm going to try the blurring stick. I'm going to put it in the areas that I have those concerns, which is, again, right here. And we're going to see if this works this time. Hopefully it does, because I'm just going to do this side for you guys. I guess tapping also like pushes it into the pores. And maybe that's why, I mean, I got one of Robert's videos up right now over here that I'm watching, and I didn't see him like kind of like push it in somewhat. So maybe both are right. Unfortunately, I don't think you guys can really, you see my pores here. That's my worry areas just right here. But it did blur it some. Not a whole bunch, but I'm not mad. So I'm gonna blur the other side. Okay, so it did do I mean, I have really big pores, so, but it did blur. It did blur. Maybe there's a better blurring stick out there than this. It would blur it all, but it did blur it. So I'm not, you know, e.l.f. is my favorite, guys, so I'm not mad at it at all. At all. Another little tip that Robert was saying, you know, you have those worry lines under your eyes, and sometimes when you put foundation on or concealer, you can, it like defines those eyes. Well, I'm tired of that, like, because I look tired all the time. I'm a mom. Too much product in one area will make it look that way. And I was putting concealer on my whole, or not concealer, sorry, foundation on my entire face, eyes and all, and then going in with concealer. So today, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to put the foundation around my eyes, and then we'll do just the concealer. I am going to color correct today, so I'm going to put just, again, less is more. So I'm just going to put a little bit of product here, just probably 2 little dots, because it should blend out. Well, what he was doing, actually, he was putting 2 dots, I think that's enough, 2 dots on this side here, so that he can go up with his concealer, so, and 1 dot there. So we'll try that with the color correct. I don't have a dedicated brush like he did to rub this in. He was using like a blending eye brush. I have 2, so I don't want to use those for this when I need them for my eyeshadow. So he was saying fingers work just fine. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to start with this one, and I'm just going to tap in that spot and then start working our way up and down. Like I said, I don't have the brush like he had, so it probably would come out better. And the same with that, just keep pushing it in and then work your way down and up, because that's where the concealer is also going to go. So I'm hoping this will really color correct it. Now he had the brush again, so he was taking it and just swooping it back and forth here to blend it in the middle. So I'm just gonna do that with my finger, and hopefully that works. We'll see. Normal to oily, and it's still a Maybelline Fit Me poreless, matte poreless, and the color, sorry, it's old, 220 natural beige. This matches me really. I did buy 3 actually new foundation. One is by NYX, and then the other 2 are from The Ordinary. And if you watch my previous videos, I do have a face care from them. So I'm like, well, I love their face care, I might as well try. Most people are using this kind of brush, and they're using the flat side of this brush, and all they're doing is moving product around their face. And that's literally all you're doing. You're not really blending or pushing it into your face. So after he put his foundation on, he was saying he uses this part, and he kind of just flicks back and forth to kind of blend it in. So I'm going to apply the way I do with my beauty blender, and then I'm going to do what he did and see if I notice any kind of difference. And again, we're not going up into the eye. We're going to try to avoid that little area and see how it goes. Okay. Okay, so doing it with, and I have applied my foundation with a dry sponge before because I'm lazy. Let's just do it quickly. When you're using a dry sponge, I feel like you have to use more product to get it on your face to look even. I used very, very little product. And it gave me, I mean, like pea-sized product, and just was able to work that around my face. Normally, like if I'm on my Beauty Blender, I have this big nickel size of product sitting there, and I'm, you know, and it didn't blend so easy. I'd be sitting there dabbing my face like ever. Also, don't swoop it, dab it, guys. I have noticed a big difference in that as well. It seems to give you better coverage. It also seems to fill in those pores. So I'm gonna go in here into some of these spots and do what Robert said, instead of using that flat side, especially around my nose area. And just, all right, now I feel like I'm well blended out. Onto the next. So I'm going to use my e.l.f. HD Lifting Concealer in Fair. And the same thing as we did with the color correcting. We're gonna put 2 little dots here and a dot here. I want you guys to watch this video because I don't want to be like copywriting and saying like what he says, but he was saying like after you do this and you still want some more like light on it. Oh, we don't do that. To go in with a little bit lighter shade after you do this part, just to give it that effect. No, I do not. So I do have a concealer brush. I just didn't want to use it for the orange because I didn't want to, I don't know what my thinking process was, but he started out with the end and just keep dabbing it in and then work your way up a little bit and down a little bit. And look at that. Look how much that... I have veins also in my eyes here. I don't have an eye primer to do eyeshadow, so I will go in with the same concealer on that part as well. And he would probably hate me for that. I don't know. And we're just doing the same here. And he's that we're hiding that. We're making that look, make the light reflect it, make it look nice. So I'm probably gonna have to go in with my lighter concealer. Unfortunately, I don't have, I think that's my lightest one with e.l.f. Yeah, because the other one I have is light. So I should have probably used the light and then the fair. But I do have an LA Girl. And this one is really light. This is fair. So I think I'll use that one in after this. So let's blend these out and see how we look. Alright, so I got all that fair in, and now I'm going to go in with the LA Girl Conceal It Fair. Their fair seems lighter than. I'm just going to put a little bit. Just to kind of brighten it up a little bit more. This is a little, not a big difference, but it is a difference. It is a little bit more thicker than the e.l.f. HD concealer. You see those veins in my eyes? I gotta get those covered up before I put eyeshadow on. And he's saying, you know, the less product we put there, that, you know, those defined lines that we have under our eyes shouldn't show as much. So that's going to be the ultimate test. Is his trick really going to not have those lines creasing? Also, another trick he said is if you look down and look up, it kind of stretches that little skin so that we can get in between those lines. So let's see if they work. So now I am going to go in and set my eyes with the Maybelline Fit Me Set and Smooth. This is also a 220, so it should kind of, I should probably go lighter, but I don't have lighter, so we're just gonna, you know what, I lied. We're just going to set the whole face with this and try to avoid the eyes. And then maybe set it with my translucent powder, because we do want around my eyes to be more brighter than my face. So, fluffy brush, and I'm just going to kind of go in here and see what kind of finish this gives me. Normally I go in my whole face with the translucent powder. That's also because I'm new at this, guys. Since the pandemic, you know, when I was home a lot because I was high risk, I think that's when I first got my first palette and I started to really get into makeup. I mean, I've always done my makeup like I did when I was a teenager, and that means rubbing foundation on with the wrong beauty blender and everything like that, and doing the bold lip liner and light lipstick, you know, looking like a brat doll. So I'm really trying to get into the new look and stuff and try to get out of my 90s ways. So, and I'm liking it. I do enjoy doing this too, so I do see a really big difference, guys. I do. I like it. So I'm going to go in with the translucent powder in my eyes. First I'm going to do a little concealing on my eyes, lids here, and I'm using that LA color again in Fair, and I'm gonna use I use this. It's just a flat brush, and I'm just gonna kind of blend it out some. Okay, now that that's all blended in, I am gonna probably conceal one more time. I'm gonna set it all with this, and we're gonna look down and look up. And we're not baking, so very, very little powder. I dipped it in, took the excess off. We're just trying to push that product into this area here. So I'm gonna go in, do my eyebrows. I just wanted to show you guys these techniques. I will come back on after I finish my eye look here, and we'll go over some bronzers and highlighters and stuff. Okay. So I do want to give a cutting tip, because it has to do with concealer. Robert showed this on one of his videos, and so does James Charles. When you're cutting out your eyebrows, or even doing a cut in your eye, take the brush that you're cutting with, get the product on there, on your hand, and then also dab the excess off, and then go in. I have done this multiple times now since I've seen that technique, and it seems like it's a better way. It's a way better way. Alright, so I did my eyes and everything, but I wanted to show you guys a few more tips and tricks for a full face. I don't contour, mainly because I don't know how, but if you do contour, what I was reviewing is a brown is not the way you want to go. The way you want to go is like a gray undertone, because you want that shadowy effect. So I'm not going to contour. I don't have any contouring palettes or anything like that, but I am going to bronze a little bit just to bring some color into my life, and then I'm going to throw in a little blush, which if you all watch my videos, my favorite blush, Maybelline Fit Me. This is the LA Girl bronzer. It's very light, but I'm just going to go in with a same fluffy brush that I used to set my face with. I don't have many brushes, so I do have to reuse brushes, but all I do is I take a towel and I kind of just get anything that's extra off of there. I do that for my eyeshadow brushes too. I know a lot of people that are going to probably watch this be like, oh my god. So I'm dabbing my brush in here. I'm going to take any excess, and one of the do and don'ts videos I was watching, remember I told you guys that's how I do it. They were like, don't do that. If it works for you, it works for you. I've been doing it for years. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go above it, like she said too in the video. And start from here. And we're not going to go all the way in. We're just going to stop at the the middle of our eye and work. You can see it's a very light color, but it's bringing a little bit color into my face. The rule of bronzing, or is it contouring? I'm not sure. I think it's bronzing. Is you want to do the letter or number 3. See how I went shoop, shoop, or letter E, I guess, would work too. I really like to define my chin. Like I said before, I have a double chin, so I kind of try to put a little bit extra right in this spot here. Just one of Robert's videos that I was just watching, makeup is an art. This is an art form. So who says you have to paint a rose with the stem first or the petals first? Like, nobody. It's an art form. So it doesn't really, as long as the end product comes out looking the way you want it to look, I mean, crap, I can go and paint some butterflies on it and it's still called doing makeup because it's whatever we want it to be. So as you can notice, it did give me a little bit more color. Not too much. This is a very light bronzer as is. But I mean, I live in Ohio, so it's winter time. I'm not trying to look like I'm trying to look like I belong. I am going to bronze my nose today. This is the brush that I use. It has a little curve. Again, I got my brush from Amazon. I'm just going to take a little bit of bronzer on there, tap any excess off. The corner of my nose, it's kind of hard to like, I look straight ahead. In the corner of my nose, I take it there and I just lightly, very lightly, and I'm light-handed. I guess you can go to even be lighter and work your way down. Now that when I look straight ahead at you guys, it looks like my nose is smaller. I already have a small nose, thank God. I don't have no big old nose. Because my family has big noses. Where is my... I am going to go ahead and do some blush. Couldn't think of the word. Same brush that I just did my bronzer with. I'm only lightly taking off product because I don't mind if there's bronzer in it a little. Go in, one tap because I like my blush. This is a very light blush, but it has a shimmer to it. I've been trying to find it, but the sticker came off and I can't remember the name of it. But it just puts a little bit more, it's so hard. So, oh wait, a fan brush. Normally I use like a bigger, like fluffier brush, and it might have even been this one, but I recently washed it. I thought it was smaller, more like rounded. So I'm gonna use this today. I'm just gonna go in with a light hand into the, and I'm gonna dip both sides into here so that I can do both sides. And you're gonna find your cheekbone. Okay. I watched a couple people do face makeups. Jeffree Star goes up here. There might be more people that do that, but the one that I noticed doing it was Jeffree Star. And the other day I did it for the first time and I'm like, oh my god, I love it. So there it is. We're just gonna finish this up, guys, and then set your face. Set it with the setting spray. I'm gonna use the Jeffree Star Morphe X brand to set my face today, and then we're gonna go slay. Have a great day. Happy Monday, everybody.